What's up, Multiverse Seb here, and today we're back for another medieval fantasy RPG game. I got my elf ears because being an elf gives me plus 10 intelligence and plus 5 magic attack, and I got my magic wand because I'm gonna deal some magic damage. Yeah, so let's just begin. So last episode we went in a castle, we fought some goblins and an ogre, and we found this girl that we're trying to save, and we also found a ghost, a scary ghost, really a ghost. So let's just continue where we left off, and let's see what's gonna happen next. So let's start. The two of you continue through the castle. Occasionally, you hear distant things, a shout, a crash, even voices. Soon you come to a door with light streaming out through its cracks. You open the door ever so slightly and peek in. You see a cloaked man frantically pacing back and forth, a torch in his hand. His cloak is open, revealing his massive frame inked with tattoos. You think you make out at least one of the tattoos to be the symbol of Nerul, a god of the undead. This reminds you of a tattooed body of a man hanged in the city square only a month ago. He was believed to be an evil priest of Nerul and was accused of terrible crimes, including raising zombies. So it's a necromancer. Focusing on the rest of the room, your fear is quickly confirmed. There is a large stone symbol of Nerul built into the wall. The stonework appears to be of new construction. In addition, there is a luxurious curtain adorning the wall, as well as a number of Spartan beds. So this will be our next bad guy. A dark priest, perhaps? Dark magician? Priests of Nerul are able priests of Nerul are able to harvest power from their deity and cast dangerous spells. However, you have the element of surprise, and there's only one of them. Another choice for me to make. So do we have to attack? I only had 4 mana left. So and 6 life. But we're on a checkpoint. I guess if we die, we'll return at this spot. Hmm. Let's hmm, let's try to cast a charm on him. Wait, what? What? What happened? You step out of the doorway, chant your spell, and point at the priest. His eyes widen in surprise. I made a bad decision again. Damn it! His eyes widen in surprise and then narrow. With a word of some fiendish language, a dark bolt of energy crackles out of his outstretched fingers and slices into you. Now you remember that all spellcasting priests, even an evil one such as this, must possess a strong will to draw power from their god. Such a man is no pushover for your mind enchantment. Reginald charges in. The priest ducks back as Reginald swings his sword, but not fast enough. The blade slashes his shoulder. He tries to run, chanting something that you recognize as the beginning of a spell. Reginald finishes him with one great clip. I should have killed him with a sword or something, but I don't have a sword. Okay, star boosts are available. You can spend luck points to improve your stats and possibly get through tough parts. You will now find an option to boost survival stats at the bottom. Okay. We'll find it later how we going to do that. Okay. Now that you are in the room, you can see that you're in living quarters. There are simple beds along the wall and a good-sized chest in the corner. Treasure! You think as you ran over and tried to lift the lid. Locked. The Tyrolean priest did not die quietly, so perhaps you should have Reginald smash the lid with his sword and then get out of here. On the other hand, there ought to be a key around somewhere. Maybe you should take a few seconds to check. What should you do? Maybe we should try boosting our survival stats. Oh, okay. So we can add life, add mana, add life. Okay. Huh. So let's just save. Okay, what do I do? Let's just break the chest. And then die quietly. Okay, gold increase. What can I buy? Reginald brings his sword crashing down on top of the chest. The wood splinters, and with a few whacks, you can pry the top off. Inside is a bag full of gold pieces, a small black bound writing book, and what appears to have been some platinum engraved china that is smashed. Okay, we destroyed some china plates. Leaving the broken china, you gather up your loot and hurry out of the room. The two of you have only taken a few steps into the dark hallway when you see flickering light up ahead and hear a scuffling of feet. You could run back into the room and hide. Prepare a fireball to cast down the hall or cast an illusion to distract whoever is coming. What do you do? So we know that. Let's hide back in. Oh, let's see. Let's see that again. Leaving the broken china, you got. The two of you have released the dark hallway when you see flickering. It's probably the bad guys, but I don't have enough mana. But I have two. That's enough. But let's just hide for a while. But that's where they are going, I think. Okay, let's fight. And life decreases. I hate this. I don't have any mana left. You keep your voice low as you speak the arcane words needed to ready your spell. Only a moment later, two priests have knurled round the corner, their torches thrust out in front of them. You hurl the bolt of fire down the hall before they can react and strike one priest in the chest. He ignites and falls to the ground screaming. The other points at you and you hear a crackling sound. You expect this and try to press your body against the wall, but you are grazed by the black magic and cold radiates into your body. Reginald charges the remaining priest and cuts him down. You take the time to search the body and find golden and holy symbol medallions on each of them, as well as one silver dagger. Not bad for your 20 seconds of work. I tire of looting corpses. Let us be of to rescue the merchants and receive a glorious reward, you exclaim. Oh, it's an ad. Let's. Okay. Off you go, deeper into the castle. Soon you find yourself in a library. However, all the books are gone from the tall wooden shelves, either stolen or destroyed. As a wizard, this is disappointing to you. All the castle libraries have secret doors, you announce. After searching for a little while, you notice a small statue of a winged boy reading a book worked into the stone wall. You press on the statue's arm and it shifts down. There is a grinding sound and you see the bookshelf nearby crack open from the wall. You wedge your fingers into the gap and pry open the door. Immediately, before you are Before you are stairs descending into the darkness. Before immediately before you are stairs descending into darkness. Okay. Dear reader, normally I would give you a choice of whether or not you go down the stairs, but really, who finds a secret door and chooses not to investigate? Oh, so that addresses to me. And so, with lantern in hand, you descend a few steps and then listen. It's deadly quiet down here and chilly. You urge Reginald to take the lead. After all, he's wearing the armor. Yeah, Reginald, be more useful for once. So there is a small metal lever on the inside of the passage that you suppose is what you use to open the door from the inside. Nevertheless, you decide to leave the door open. The last thing you need is to get trapped in this evil smelling place. Oh, yeah. It is not. It is some time before you finally reach a small, empty chamber. On the far wall is a large iron door. Scrolled over the door is scrolled over the door in rusty red dye, or more likely dry blood, is a set of elaborate symbols. Gods, gods, what is that? Says Reginald, playing the lantern around over the symbols. It is writing in the lantern in the infernal tongue, you say, a language of devils, demons, and other beasts that inhabit nightmare universes. At times, I do not envy your knowledge, says Reginald with a faint shudder. The, the study of magic leads to many dark places, you say. The trick is to not wander too far into the void. What does he say? Reginald, in a tone that is not all enthusiastic or curious. You study the symbols. They are crudely drawn as though in haste, perhaps scrawled by bloody fingers. I cannot be sure. I believe it is a ward or some sort, a protection spell. A protection spell using such a foul language? Reginald sniffs. I wouldn't expect curse or a fiendish summoning. It is protection against such a summoning, a barrier, you say. Evil knows evil best, and a spellcaster of black magic understands the need to protect himself from the terrors they bring into this world. Reginald grimaces and points the tip of his sword at the warded door. Only a fool would go down there, although I am more of a man of curiosity than wisdom. You slap his shoulder, making a dull sound against his breastplate. As you have proven time and again, what do you do? Let's just leave. I'm no fool, you think. You're not going beyond the protective barrier. Yeah, there's a reason why they are putting protective barrier there. Unless there's some prisoners in there. But I don't have enough life left. You turn and start up the stairs. You hear a shuddering screech behind you. Spinning around, you see Reginald prying the door open and peering in with his lantern. Reginald, what are you doing? More stairs going down. It is said the deeper you go, the more treasure you find, Reginald says with a grin. His grin soon vanishes though as he exclaims, "Oh, the stench!" He walks in. Should not the stench discourage exploration? You wonder. Nevertheless, you follow after him. Damn it, Reginald. The two of you descend for some time before you enter into a large room eerily illuminated by green, flaming torches fastened to each of the wall. Near the wall is a days leading up to an altar with skulls inlaid into the flames. Some humans, others of animals, or perhaps monsters. The lower altar is blood-stained and covered with candles in golden candle holders arranged around the book. The book is bound in what might very well be where am I? Mummified human skin with hand and finger bones embedded into the cover as though the book were. Wait, what? Sorry. Fingers bones embedded into the cover as though the book were in the grasp of the dead. The title is in Infernal, but you don't recognize the words. Beyond the book is a raised part of the altar, white stone seemingly scarred, clean of blood stains. This serves as more candles, a golden cup, and a large golden bowl filled with some dark liquid, maybe blood. Just before the altar is a narrow but deep pit. Shining the lantern in, you make out something gleaming white, a skeletal arm and hand. Reginald adds his light to yours, and you can see a heap. You can now see a heap of bodies. At various stages of decay, the heap is crawling with rats and other vile scavengers. I think this is a bad idea going down there, Reginald. Stupid idiot. Sacrifice, sacrifices, the source of the stench, you mutter. I will bet my last copper that. Is it Saiba or Siba? Let's just say Saiba. Saiba's father and the rest of the carbon are among them. Reginald makes a face of disgust. I say we safely pilfer what we can from this unholy place and leave. And as he says this, the ball on the upper altar begins to tremble as the candlelight around it ripples. Something is coming, you whisper. No, something is coming, you whisper. It is already here, says Reginald. I knew it, freaking demon. Black smoke billows up from the bowl and swiftly takes the shadowy form of a horrified orange fiend. His glowing, pitiless eyes roam about the chamber, taking in everything. See, it's a freaking demon and I don't have any mana left. Damn it, Reginald. Demon! He shouts. Despite the terrified look on his face, Reginald has already unslung his backpack as though preparing to scoop valuables from the altar. He might have the right idea. After all, you came here for loot and it might take a moment for this shadow beast to fully take form. That strange book might be valuable. Finally, maybe you can disrupt the fiend's arrival by knocking over the bowl. But do you dare? After all, this monster hasn't acknowledged you yet, and messing about with his bowl is likely a dangerous way to introduce yourself. What will you do? Let's just grab the book and let's see. Can I boost mine? No, I can't. Let's just grab the book and run. Just one life. Just one life. I survived. I can survive more. Okay, let's continue. At least I got 100 gold. Okay. Loot and run, you whisper. Loot and run, you whisper as you open your backpack and toss the book into your bag. Reginald gets to work blowing out candles and throwing the golden candlestick into his backpack. You follow his example. You have nearly cleared off the lower table of the altar when you hear, "Your soul is mine. Your souls are mine." The voice is and its words are in the infernal language. He sounds like snake tongue. Your soul is mine. Now we run, you shout as You turn, sling, slinging on your backpack. A terrible cold grips your shoulder, making you scream. Breaking free of the cold, you bolt up the stairs, leaping 3 steps at a time. There is a whizzing snarl not far behind. You make it through the large iron door. The door is heavy and the hinges are tight. Nevertheless, you expect that if you hurl your weapon against it, you can knock it shut. But this will take time and the demon is nearly upon you. Let's try to close it. Okay. You run into the room, turn back, and slam your weight against the door, which gradually shuts with a whine of its hinges. Well, it almost shuts. Some debris has fallen in the way, keeping it open a crack. There is a snarl, and the door shakes, but the arcane symbols scrawled on the door appear to be a ward meant to provide a barrier to spirits. You would like to open the door enough to kick the debris out of the way and shut it properly, but you don't dare. Instead, you concentrate on running as fast as possible up the stairway after Reginald. As you reach the secret door in the library, there is a great bang that echoes from below, followed by a jubilant shout of freedom. "Keep running!" you shout to Reginald. He does not seem to need this encouragement as he sprints out the library door. You follow him out the library and down several passageways. Rounding a corner, you are suddenly in a large and lavishly furnished room filled with the soft light of of dozens of candles. In the middle are three of the evil priests holding hands surrounding what appears to be a pile of corpses. The men are chanting in the infernal language. One of the corpses begins to twitch. "Damn it, stupid necromancers." Just to the side of the priest stands the massive ogre, his pale white body and large cold dark eyes fixed on Reginald. "Ah, damn it, we're gonna fight priest, an ogre, and some undead creatures." Meanwhile, the corpse that had been twitching springs up to its feet with alarming speed. You think you recognize him as one of the priests that you had killed earlier. Damn it! The undead creature levels its angry gaze upon you. "Luke, just run away." "Crap!" "I don't have a mana. What should I do? If I use a dagger..." "There are too many." You think... No, that wasn't it. "There are too many." You think as you turn and run. "I will crush your soul." You look back to see the red-eyed undead priest sprinting up behind you at a natural speed. Before you can turn to face him, he pounces, knocking you on your face. You feel great pain as teeth rip into the back of your neck. Ugh. The thing says something, but you cannot make out of it. "I'm gonna be a zombie now." "It is because his mouth is full of your flesh. Damn it, I'm gonna be a zombie." "I'm free, and now I can feast," it says after it takes a gulp. Your arms are pinned below you. You are hopeless. You do not know where Reginald is. "Damn it, Reginald!" But dimly you can hear the clanks and shouts of battle back in the room you fled from. No doubt, but he cannot help you. And suddenly the weight lifts off you. The undead priest keeps away down the hall. "I have better use for you, fool," he shouts. You get up and run back to the candlelit room to find Reginald holding his bloody side. "Merely a scratch," he mutters with a smile. "I slew the ogre and the others fled. Cowards," he says. You feel a pang of shame you hadn't meant to leave him. You expect him to run too. Damn it, Reginald, why didn't you say we're going to fight them? As you, Reginald, catch your breath from somewhere in the castle echoes the distinct raspy cackle of the dark spirits with the hellish eyes. A chill goes up your spine. You do not want to tangle with that thing again. You suspect neither your spell nor blade can harm it. Perhaps it would be wise to run from this cursed place. On the other hand, maybe you could afford to take a few seconds to search the bodies of your recently fallen enemies. But there is still the matter of the merchant's daughter, Saiba. What do you do? Let's find Saiba first, then flee the freaking castle. Let's Oh, I thought I have some light. Find Saiba first. Yay! Yay! My mother taught me well. Mother's mother. So proud of myself. So, come on, Reginald, we must find her, you say. The two of you are debating where exactly you should go to accomplish this, when there is a blood curdling scream not far off. Before you can react, you see Saibo, her eyes bloodshot, run into the candlelight. Gods be praised, you exclaim. Gods, we must flee! A monster comes! Saiba shouts. The three of you run. The the ears! You complain as you run through the castle entrance chamber. You are referring to the goblin corpses from which you could harvest trophies. No number of robbery ears are worth your soul, Reginald exclaims. Despite your present anxiety, this strikes you as somewhat funny, and you plan to remind him of his words later, if you survive. For now, you do as your friend advises and keep running. The three of you retreat to the forest. You are all exhausted, and so once safely away from that cursed ruin and reasonably certain no evil follows, you make camp because you are still in Goblin Country. You decide against the campfire. Instead, you will have to just make do with the sleeping roll in your backpack. It is a rather cold night, and you notice Saiva carries nothing but ripped up clothing on her back. What do you do? Let's let's offer to share a blanket. What? I didn't get a point for that. Come on. You gad, I'm tempted to give you a moral point for your bold choice, but unfortunately, this scene does not play out that way. You invite Siva to share your blanket with you. She cocks her head, gives you a suspicious look, and felt like, come on, it's cold. Reginald offers his own blanket. She smiles at him, takes the blanket with a curtsy, and goes off to find a tree to curl up around. Damn it, Reginald. Come on, we need to survive together. It would have been warmer still with me. You think to yourself, oh, alas, not everyone can be as practical as you are. See? It's only practical. Since Reginald is cold anyway, he decides to take the first watch. You're woken well before dawn, and you loan him your blanket as you sit up to keep an eye out for danger. As you settle into your watch, your eyes wander to the sleeping merchant's daughter. A silver of moonlight has escaped through the branches above and illuminates her delicate nose. You decided it's a pretty little nose. For whatever reason, this leads you to wonder if even your pinky would fit into one of her tiny nostrils. What the fuck? You chuckled to yourself as you imagined the expression on her face at waking with your finger in her nose. What? And then you feel a pang of guilt for imagining this. What the frick? The young maiden has just lost her father. I should not make sport of her. Even in my mind, you think it's obvious that you need something to occupy your thought in order to stay awake. Yeah, pinky to the nose. So we reach a checkpoint again. Good job. So I'm gonna end it here again because we reached a checkpoint. That's how it goes. So please leave a like and subscribe, and we're gonna continue this again next time. And pinky to the nose, guys. Bye bye.